know where to start. My shit done been ripped apart. I don't really know what to do. Honestly, I can't fall in love with you, ayy. I've been hurt so many times, ayy. I don't fall in love no more. I won't even think about it. Oh yeah. Every time I fell in love, honestly, I kept drowning. Yeah. In my sorrows again and again. Hey, them days I feel like I was never gonna win. Hey, love left me hostage, but never again. I done had so many bad days. Yeah. I've been through it enough for me. I done had so many love scars. I done had so many love scars. I done had so many love scars. It damn near ripped me apart. I done had so many love scars. I done had so many love scars all on my heart. Yeah. I done had so many love scars. I done had so many love scars all on my heart. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing today? Flint Voices coming live at you. Coming live at you. How y'all doing? Well, y'all know tomorrow is city council meeting at 5 o'clock, and we're gonna be on City Hall yard from 3 until 5. Then I would like for y'all to go up there and participate in public speaking. Now, when I say zero balance, I'm not saying take 49 million of the Harper funds, which is probably all we have left because we have 47 coming in after what's remaining is spent. So we probably have a couple million left out of that first 47 million, with very little or nothing being done for the north side of Flint, and all spent legally. I want to repeat myself. There has been nothing illegally done with those funds. If they spend the rest of those funds, they can spend them legally without doing anything far as our water bill situation. Now, Miss Claire presented them yesterday with a draft and a copy of petitions that she turned in way more than 60 days ago. The reason why I made that point about way more than 60 days ago, and the point that I was talking about the zero balance last year, is because now we are dealing with water shut-offs. If the people would have stood up last year and made sure that it happened, at that time, it was a $21 million deficit in the water fund. Now, according to Quincy Murphy, is $49 million short because of delinquent funds. Now, when it comes to delinquent funds, there can be residential, uh, a total for that, and also you have problems like what you had at Jefferson School, where you had water main breaks and stuff. And then you had those apartment complexes who renters was paying for their water, but the owners wasn't paying their water bill. So you have different categories. But at the end of the day, being that there is affordable water plans, it's just not none used in the city of Flint, that we can put that together along with some of those Harper funds, and yes, we can zero balance the residents' water account, especially those that are needy. You know, it's sad when some people want to just personally attack people on this subject. First of all, our water is not tap drink. Second of all, 60% of our water is the KWA bond. And oh yeah, that's not a new subject either. We've been talking about the KWA bond and ignored about that for way more than 2 years now. But now it's finally coming back into the conversation again. I know I have brought it up several times. Miss Claire has brought it up before. Eric Mays has brought it up before, but it has always fallen upon deaf ears. But now all of a sudden it seems like it's like people are acting brand new. But like I always say, don't complain because it's better late than never. It's just that right now we shouldn't have been this far behind. I mean, think about how many years we didn't pay 60% of our water bills toward that KWA bond. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of hush hush. Um, we got a lot. Anyway, we got that presentation for y'all to show y'all that Miss Claire presented to the city council. So when Terrence get ready to load that up and drop it, we gonna go on. We gonna get into that. So until then, I'm just gotta remind y'all that tomorrow we're gonna be on City Hall yard from six. I mean from 3 to 5 o'clock, and then at 5 o'clock, please go up and let them know. And for the people who has paid their water bill or not delinquent or nothing, then somebody should, just like I'm demanding the zero balance, somebody can demand a water credit. They can, just like a resolution can be wrote up to solve this problem with these water shutoffs and stuff. A resolution also can be wrote up to give those that are up to date a water credit. And all water credits should be going into the water fund. So what I'm saying, if we give you $1,000 water credit, that means every time until that $1,000 is exhausted, your water bill come up, a portion of it is taken off until that $1,000 is exhausted. Um, we gotta get our water funds stabilized and keep it stabilized. I'm not really out for personal gains when it comes to residents when it comes to that, but I'm also very aware that our water is not tap drinkable, haven't been tap drinkable in a while. Uh, some people have come to me with the burden of buying bottled water and paying a water bill. It's a whole lot. It's not everybody is fortunate enough to carry on like this is just another maneuver in life. It's it's not normal for us to be dependent on bottled water the way we is. I mean, think about if you got a 6 or a 5-year-old child. They don't know nothing about drinking out of a tap. They don't know the real quality of water because they're raised on water bottles. They're raised watching their parents wash their food with bottled water. They're raised watching their parents pour bottled water into um pots and pans and preparing their meals on. They're not even used to living normal like we did when we was kids. I remember running the streets and drinking all the water I wanted out of my grandma's cold tap. Same house I'm scared to even turn just terrified because it's so close to Buick City that ain't no telling what's gonna come out of the scene. What kind of problems can occur just because I use that water. It's a sad day and it's a sad time. Um, Another thing while he's queuing that thing up is I came to the fact that if you want to do something good for the community, just prepare yourself to do it and don't worry about who's gonna be down with you. Count on some people that's supposed to be down with you, trying to make sure that you don't pull it off. And just get used to doing stuff without support. And there's nothing
Because we're not just asking for a water affordability plan, and I'll talk about some of the plans in other cities in just a moment. But right now, let's talk about Flint. Back in August of 2014, Sussex Apartment was notified that they had to be out in 24 hours because there were other factors, but the main was no water. A company, a LLC out of South Carolina, owned Sussex, but they was not put on the street. But women and children were on Pearson Road. Another one I want to talk about is February 2021, Sunset Village. There were other factors there, but one of the main things was their water had been shut off. They're owned by a LLC out of Bloomfield Hills. So we always want to say that the reason people get shut off is because they don't pay their bill, but in these two instances, their water bill was included in their rent. So what about those folks? So this is why we have got signatures for water affordability as well as a petition for ordinance for no shutoffs. And I also wanted to end up with the experience of our own beloved Clarissa Shields. If any of you haven't seen the movie T-Rex, I urge you to see it. You can get it on Netflix. In that movie, she had just won, at 17 years old, a student at Northwestern won the gold for boxing for women. It was the first time in history of the Olympics that they even had women boxing. So we was extra proud of our Flintstone going and grabbing the gold. But in the movie, and they gave her a small stipend, you know, for winning the gold, but she and her mother went to Russell Collection Agency to pay, guess what? Water bill. So while we name streets and, you know, give awards and clap and all that, the best thing we can do to appreciate our residents is make sure that they have safe, clean, affordable water. Now, one of the challenges that we face with this water situation, and we're getting, you know, assistance, and that's all nice and everything, but what we're being confronted with is the drive toward privatization of our water. Privatization of our water. 60% of our water bill goes to bondholders. Do our residents know they're paying Wall Street for their water? Anybody? 60 cents out of a dollar is being sent to Wall Street. Stidale Securities, J.P. Morgan, and Wells Fargo. This is who we paying our water bill to. And they're saying that water is the new oil, and that water is on the agenda for privatization and profit making. And water is part of our commons, is part of our human and natural assets. It should not be on the market for profit. But that's where we're heading in lightning speed, because we're not even paying ourselves for the water. We're paying for somebody to make money off our water. Now, in this effort and the model that there's several models that are out there. The drive for water affordability was really cultivated and manufactured in Detroit, Michigan back in 2004 and 5. Grassroots organizations work with experts and professors and council people and everything to get a water affordability in Detroit. But because of political will that I hear some of y'all talking about sometime, it never happened. But Philadelphia picked up that model and that pattern, and they adopted water affordability. And myself and Claudia Perkins Milton had an opportunity to go to Philadelphia a couple of years after the water affordability plan was in place. And when we got there, during one of the sessions and breakout and everything, guess who we bumped into? Huey Newsom.
So y'all heard it right from somebody that don't never just come out and say anything. Now, this is something, like I said, this woman has been working on for years. This is not new. She turned in those signatures that you heard. She turned those signatures in before last November. They should have been. This already should have been a conversation held by the city council. When she come back in, she's gonna let y'all know about the pricing, how much of the payments, water payments that these water customers had to have, and the different sections they have far as the qualifications, like if you was on this, if you worked this, if you made this, far as that go. And once you put all of this together, along with the fact that the current Ernest and Young's, whoever that guy is that's representing them, said that the Harper funds could be used to relieve some of those deficits that's taking place in the water fund. The past CFO Fryer, shortly before she had to resign, said it could be done. All you had to do would be creative with the pen. And that's not think like a couple of our council people. That's what about the ones that paid? What about the ones that been paying? Looking for an excuse not to take care of the ones that haven't paid or do not have the ability to keep up with the payment. And you just heard Miss Claire say again, like I said, this is not the first time that she has said that 60% of our payments was going towards that KWA bond. This is the first time that maybe it's heard, because as this tape goes on, towards the end of it, Eric Mays come in and he does his point. And at that point, I decided to ask Terrence to just stop.
Flint. He had been sent to look into that, to examine the possibilities of water affordability. That was under the Weaver administration. Under the Neely administration, we had a positive effort by extending the no shutoff that the governor had started, and our city extended it. So we got some little signs, and so I wanted to share that, because when we went out and got those 400 plus, 500 plus signatures for water affordability and the ordinance for no shutoff, nobody asked us who did we vote for. They didn't ask us who didn't ask us who your councilman, who did you support in the last election, who you gonna support in the next election. Our efforts and our initiatives has nothing to do with the political races that are going on right now. So we taking ourselves out of that. We trying to get help for residents. So we know that a feature of some of the water affordability, so you had Philadelphia, then you had Baltimore. Baltimore's was a little bit better than Philadelphia's, and Detroit, that rolled theirs out at the end of June, is a little bit better than the previous two. Now, some of the things we like about Detroit's, all of them are tiered. In other words, the less income you have, the lower the cost. And the next tier is the next level of income, and then the final tier. Now, some of the things we like about Detroit, all of them are income-based. You pay based on your ability to pay, not your usage. Your ability to pay, not your usage. That's a very revolutionary idea that is based on, because you need it to live. They're all income-based. What we like about Detroit is the ease of sign-up. All you had to do was show that you had a bridge card, and you was put automatically on the program to be among the lowest paying customers. And theirs is $18. Theirs is $18.
Point of information.
What's your point of information?
That's water and sewage. And those that sign up for the program get a zero balance of their previous bill. The program covers renters. The program is, it does have some weaknesses, because some of the weaknesses in their program is that it's called the Lifeline program. And as I was listening to Amanda talk about the RAP program, which comes out of the Detroit program, Wayne County, it's interesting to me that people in Detroit that's in the RAP program are automatically put on this water affordability program. They just pivot them to that. And it's interesting to me because we get our water from Detroit and we can sign up for RAP program, but we don't have a water affordability program to transfer to. Wayne Metro, they're going to be here Thursday to sign people up for RAP. But in Detroit, if you're in the RAP program, you are automatically transferred to the water affordability plan. So it seems like we got some connections there.
What's your point of information?
Through you to Ms. McClendon, the three cities I think you named, Detroit, Baltimore, and Philadelphia, was all of their affordability programs initiated by ordinance? Do you know?
Yes, well, they were put in the ordinance, but it was the fight and the work before, to put it together. The petitions that we circulated, and I promise each and every one of you, somebody in your ward signed that petition. Even downtown, we got signatures from people, because people are looking at the humanity of the situation. And people know that if You have a water affordability plan, and in Baltimore, they have proven it's a bigger collection rate with the affordability plan. More money comes in for revenue.
There y'all have it. There y'all have it. So y'all see there's magic. There's magic. We just gotta be willing to wave the wand. We gotta be willing to step up to the plate and get our elected officials to do what's right for us. But if we continue to be as silent as we are now, then we're going to continue to get rolled over. Because, like, once again, like I'm saying, this is a hot subject all of a sudden, but it's been cold for years. If this would have been addressed when she turned those signatures in that she's talking about, we wouldn't be going through this with these shutoffs at the same time. Did y'all hear the word zero balance in there in the conversation? So yes, I'm not ghetto. I'm not nothing but a normal citizen in Flint who has common sense, that is willing to speak off of his common sense and is smart enough to add some conversations with Dan Kildee, the guy who wrote the Harper funds, which originally was the Pandemic Relief Fund. Councilman Eric Mays, who is a whiz when it comes to the financial situations going on in the city of Flint. The CFO at that time of the city of Flint. You put all three of those conversations together, and none of them was long, because I don't like dragging on. I'm doing real good making these videos last as long as they do, because I'm a straight to the point guy. I don't really like taking an hour to tell y'all something that I could get done in a minute. That's just not me. Never have been, and I pray it never become me. Definitely trying to make sure that don't become a part of my my repertoire. That I'm somebody.
So I just think that's interesting that the Detroit Water and Sewer has the RAP program, which is assistance, and we like assistance. People need assistance. But they also have the water affordability plan. And you go through the same agency, Wayne Metro, to sign up for the Lifeline Water Affordability Plan. So last but not least, as we go forward, we're going to need to come together as a city, the council, the administration, and with experts like Roger Colton, who's done this work all over the country, and he knows how to put these plans together, and community, and let's get this going. We should not be waiting. We're the highest charge city in the nation, and we've still got work to do with the water quality. But right now, we need to mitigate the pain and suffering. We need to end water shutoffs, and we need to get this thing going while we got resources. And I just want to add one more thing. Detroit used a plethora of resources for this program. They leveraged, they used federal, they used state, they used regional, and I'm sure they use opera funds, but we have not been able to get that direct information. But I'm sure as a city council, you all could get those numbers and where you got it from, and they're also been promised, we don't know if it's going to happen, that the state of Michigan is going to pay $10 million per year for the next 5 years for people who may have issues in their home where the water is being lost through the faulty pipes and faulty faucets and running toilets and things like that. So we have a person that we're paying $1 million, to my understanding, that's supposed to be helping to navigate funds and grants and other things to help us pull in resources that can help us with that. So my last thing is our people some relief from this oppressive, abusive water rates. It's just criminal and it's inhumane. So we need to get our water clean, we need to get our water affordable, we need to get the lead out, the TTHMs out, the Legionnaires out, and we need to get clean water, and we need to get the bondholders out of our water. And so my final comment is that anyone who wants to help participate in this initiative, because we're not through, we're going to continue to fight, can call, and we have information on all of the plans, the Baltimore, the Philadelphia, as well as the Detroit plan. If you want information about this effort, you can call 810-618-2704. That's 810-618-2704 if you want to participate and help with this humanitarian
Point of information.
cause. Thank you.
What's
Who
your
will answer that number? Do we know, is that an organization or a person?
That's a Democracy Defense League number.
Okay.
And you can leave, if you want information, you can leave your email, you can text, or leave your email, or leave your address, and we'll bring you information to you about how to get involved and about these programs going on around the country.
And what was the number again, if I may?
810-618-2704.
Madam Chair.
Councilman Mays?
Yeah, Madam Chair, when she talked about the bond issue, for the council persons who don't know, we hooked on I think it's about a $7 million, it's been a little while since I reviewed it, $7 million a year, if I am mistaken. I don't want to say $7 million a month, $7 million a year, but that's what I referred to as the fraudulent bond sale with the administrative consent order that Todd Flood had been prosecuting. When this council came on, you seen in every committee meeting, Todd Flood, Todd Flood. Now here I'm trying to talk to you, the finance chair, and I'm curious to know, what is he talking about that he done diverted your attention? Is it about Todd Flood? Is it about the bond? Because that's what I'm talking about. And Ms. Burns, not only do I want you to hear me.
Because Eric been on them bonds for years too, but just like the subpoena of Rick Snyder, it falls upon deaf ears. And we just had to be focused and aware of situations and chances like that are drop balls. And you know, Flint, y'all really do need to get out tomorrow and get downtown and demand that y'all get those water accounts zero balance, demand that y'all get those fair water rates, and demand that y'all get that water bond dropped. That's 60% of your water bill for years. For years. It should be some kind of way that we could go back and get some of those millions of dollars that we've been giving them for that fraudulent bond. So, Flint, if y'all don't know nothing by now, it's time to stand up tomorrow. We on the grass tomorrow from 3 to 5. City council meeting start at 5. Go in there. It's time to show these people. Um, it was somebody that said, "Oh, that's never gonna happen. He's never gonna do it." Trust me. If those city council people can see that that grass is full of people, that y'all can walk up and get on that mic and demand that of these changes, we can pull together and start getting petitions to go. Because you see that this route that Miss Claire is taking far as getting signatures, that's the only way we're gonna be able to move this council, y'all. This council, this city has voted for a lot of stuff that ain't good for the north side of Flint. That's just like make a long story short. The north side of Flint is still being shortchanged. In the near future, it's going to come down to the people who believe in all the parties and all that other stuff, and the people who've been paying attention to the votes. And whichever one has the most show up to the poll is going to be whether or not that council person is in that seat. It's really coming down to that divide. Those that believe in the parties and the stuff outside the city council that goes on, and those that are frustrated and mad and pissed off because of the way they are voting. And we can just throw the attitude and the acting award. We can throw all that out the way. We can just stick all of our facts to the votes, the way that they are voting. That's the divide between the residents, far as them liking and them not liking certain council people. Like I said, some of them have street cred, as you want to call it, because of cleanups and stuff like that. But those same ones are being questioned on how they are choosing to vote against the north side of Flint. So we got a lot of work to do. And starting tomorrow, we can make something happen. Man, I gotta start doing that stuff with mine. I see the end of it, say together we're strong. And that's a fact. Together we are strong. But I had a very unfriendly reminder Friday. And that's I don't know where he went. He's sitting right here, motherfucker. We don't really know how they doing, how it's gonna be, but if we stand up, they will listen. But if we don't stand up, they will continue to roll over us. Like I said before, the zero balance is not new. Those signatures been turned in. This presentation that she showed up to the city council should have been in front of the city council. And we shouldn't be going through what we're going through with these watershed offs because, like I said, we are reacting now. The way that me and Miss Claire was moving, we were pre-active. We were trying to make something happen before the problem occurred. But the problem is here now. People have been getting watershed offs. So we got to work very fast. So I want to see everybody tomorrow at 3 o'clock down there on City Hall. Thanks a lot, T. Peace out. It's getting too dark on this porch. I'm going to go inside the house. And oh yeah, one more reminder. It ain't just you will be this Wednesday at 7 instead of Thursday. And this will be the only Wednesday that we have it. And it'll be back to Thursday or the week after next. But this week coming up, Thursday, we will not be having It Ain't Just You. We will be doing it on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And I will be having a lot of updates about our No More Tears concert. is going down, y'all.
By the water
Peace
they were
out.
drinking here. The EPA knew about it. Your spokesman, your former spokesman, knew about it in July 2015 and sent an email about it. And you didn't declare a state of emergency until January of this year. A number of the residents that I've spoken with in Flint have said ultimately they want accountability.
Again, I think it's normal. So as soon as I learned about it, we took dramatic action.
Why not just immediately replace all of the lead pipes?
That is not a short-term project.
As the scope of the crisis has grown, residents have rallied, demanding the governor step down.
Water comes with it, so Tad, please do not drink it. As Governor Rick Snyder, what was you thinking? You should be departed for all the pain and misery. New the pipes haven't been changed in centuries. And it's the flag of my city in Flint's downtown. Turned upside down, I'm thinking, what now? This is America, Jack, the great USA. They say by drinking this water is many go crazy. Rick Snyder, how could you apologize for taking lives? You're just a snake in the sky spreading lies. And Detroit, Michigan having water problem too. Could it be all them politics are in cahoots? They don't even care about taking one's life. But when a black do it, you give him 25 to life. Rick Snyder was born in 1958. That's the year the dog, but he'll have his day.
Mama, I'm thirsty, but the water is dirty. You said it was safe to drink, but it's poisoning. People are dying, kids are crying. We put our trust in you. What are you gonna do?
Politicians glisten off the money we spend with this honey-proof water doing more damage than gin. Water government been drinking fresh water since October. Didn't know us, couldn't show us. And now they owe us. Me and my city trying to leave us for dead with this lead government. Snyder off with his head. Listen, we living in prison. Our pipes need penicillin. I'm supposed to crap where you eat. But that's how I'm feeling. I done had it to the ceiling. The storm will be weathered. Trying to kill the murder cap us together. We better. The TV shows, YouTube and videos. Cocaine, gunplay, weed, and narcos. Videos by hidden blow, we better than that. Might as well cut us at the wrist and let us float off the map. The trap is the mitten. No bull spitting. 2 ears and 1 mouth, man. Come on now, listen.
Mama, I'm thirsty, but the water is dirty. You said it was safe to drink, but it's poisoning. People are dying, kids are crying. We put our trust in you. What are you gonna do?
Actually, I learned about it in October, and I took action immediately then, offering filters, working with people on getting water, on doing water testing. Again, we needed to do more, though. Again, I think it's normal.
Governor, will you resign?
No. I think it's normal.
The kids were being poisoned by the water they were drinking here. The EPA knew about it. Your spokesman, your former spokesman, knew about it in July 2015 and sent an email.
You are now tapped in with the most realist and controversial show on the net. Flint After Dark Podcast. We speak for the streets. We speak for the streets. Yeah. You are now tapped in with the most realist and controversial show